Alright guys, so welcome back to the Rares Only and Below Raid Shadow Legends account. So one of the main things I'm gonna be covering today, it has to do with clan boss, right? What is probably the hardest part of this build, of this account, because when you get to a certain point, it will cause a lot of issues, okay? So what I'm gonna be doing today, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to build clan boss team. It can be with only rares if you guys or only have rares or something like this. But the only thing is, because you're gonna understand the mechanics, you're gonna be able to actually just switch your rares for epics or legendary champions that are able to do the same thing. What's up guys, it's your boy Rusian with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So, okay guys, so main thing right now is we're gonna be taking a look how to build this team. So let me show what I have now. So I haven't really worked on my clan boss team, besides just getting some of the champions I already have, but it's not like fully thinking about a lot of the situational things. If you're looking for a sign to get a fresh start in raids and become a part of my squad, this is it. Click my link in the description and get a free Karato as well as 3 more epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Player in Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champion. This is your chance to get Karato for free, as well as Anax, Uugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress your account in raid. So click on my link right now and claim them. So as of right now, I am kind of working on hard, but if you look at the scores right here, I need at least 3 keys to be able to do it. What is fine, because I get better rewards, okay? So the main focus is, the moment I can do even like 4 keys on Nightmare, I'm gonna be jumping to Nightmare. When I can get 4 keys, even on Ultra Nightmare, I will be doing so. So that's the main plan, and it has to do with resources I'm gonna be getting, books and everything else, gear. Now, as you guys know, if I get something like Void Shards, it's not that I hope I get rare champions, but if I get epic champions or even legendaries, doesn't matter how good they are, they're just chickens, okay? So I'm not keeping any of, if you guys look at my account later, if you guys look right now, you're gonna notice I don't have, so I have Gzot that I usually would keep right here. Let's send him down. So I have 2 4-star chickens right here. Okay, that's what I have. I don't have epic champions. Now, this being said, that's my team right now. So I have 2 damage dealers, I have a healer, I have a poisoner, and I have another damage dealer. And basically it's because I don't have other champions. I actually should be changing him probably to someone like Hide Sticker that has increased attack, has a shield, and heals all allies as well. So pretty decent champion, because that's kind of more what I need. But as you guys see, I only have 2 6-star champions right now. Anyway, so how am I planning to build my, I would say my core clan boss team, okay? Because as you guys know, when you start going to legendaries and epic champions, the difference is a lot of times you're gonna have, instead of like the small type of decreased attack, you're gonna have the bigger type. And sometimes the champions also can do 2 things at the same time. Instead of rare champions that a lot of times you need 2 champions to do a core job that you would be able to do with legendary champions and epic champions. Alright, so Ato. Is Ato someone that will be on my clan boss team? Probably not. And I'll explain why. I need a lot of things on my team, and I only have 5 spots. So as of right now, if I was going to look up what I need, the first champion, and that's going to be my damage dealer, I would choose someone that has poisons. So as of right now, I don't have Frozen Banshee on this account, and that's why I got Petrifia. So Petrifia, if you guys looking here, she has on her A1, attacks one enemy 2 times, each hit has 20% chance of placing a 30% defense debuff for 2 turns. So she has a chance to put the bigger type of decreased defense, right? Well, the 60% down here. If the target's under poison sensitivity debuff placed by this champion, each hit has 20% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns instead. Now, you can book this to 50%. It's not the best. You know, you have a lot of epic champions, legendary champions that have this pretty much at 100 booked up, but it's better than nothing. So I have her doing both those jobs. So she's gonna be doing a decreased defense, and she will put in poisons on her, because on her A2 she has attacks all enemies 2 times. The first hit has 75% chance of placing a 25% decreased attack, what can book to 100% for 2 turns. The second hit has 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. That can book up to 75%. So I'm gonna be getting my poisons from here. It is on a 3-turn cooldown booked, so this is gonna help a lot. And on her A3, attacks 3 times at random. Each hit has 25% chance of placing a 25% poison sensitivity debuff for 2 turns. If all hits land on the same target, also place a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. So pretty much she can do a lot of things, but I may not be able to rely on her to do everything. And the most because it's not 100%, so I need other champions that will do some of those same jobs. So the plan is, this is gonna be my main damage dealer. She maybe change it for different reasons. If I get Frozen Banshee and I feel she has a better chance to work on the team, probably gonna be using her, okay? But as of right now, she's gonna be my main damage dealer. Again, I'm not building this sim today. I'm just showing you guys what focus and what I'm gonna be focusing on this account right now. Now, the second member of the team, right? What I will need is a decrease attack. Now, I don't have anybody that puts the big version, so I would have to go on the lower decrease attack, right? So right here, I do have, as I already told you guys, you also have Hide Stitcher Born, that is actually at level 50 right now. He does have on the A1, and it's at a 100% chance, because he's booked, to get a decrease attack. So he's actually my decrease attack champion. Okay, or he will be, because I need to build better gear and everything, but he'll be my actual decrease attack champion, okay? And the most because the A1, so he's gonna be hitting that pretty much all the time. And if Petrifia hits, great. If she doesn't, he can hit that. Plus, he's an HP champion. On his A2, place a 25% increased resistance buff in all allies for 2 turns. What else gonna help the team? Also place a shield buff in all allies equal to 20% of their max HP for 2 turns. So he will be placing a shield, and it's 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, which is great. So he's gonna keep the shield up, and he's gonna put increased resistance, so I will try to avoid the stuns. On the A3, heals all allies by 15% of this champion's max HP. Also fills the turn meters of all allies by 15%. So he can do a lot of things. He can help the team a lot. So he will be going, I'm not saying my second slot, but he would be my second champion. Now, are there other champions that can do some of those things? Yes, but because it's a rare team, I need champions sometimes just doing multiple things if I can, and sometimes having 2 champions to do the same job. All right, so number 3. All right, so on number 3, what we really need to look at is someone that can do a decreased defense. As you guys know, Petrifia can do it, okay? And we also have some other champions that I don't think they're as much the case. Now, it can be argued, okay, that I could actually get Gallic. He's not the best champion out there, but actually have him to decrease defense. Also because he can be a damage dealer and help the team on that side. So he would be doing 2 roles. I would have an extra damage dealer, and I would have someone with decreased defense. And also, he would be able to put an increased speed on himself for 2 turns. Now, not something I actually am crazy about, because he's doing that just for himself. And in the most, when you go to where you speed tune your team, this can damage more than anything. So a lot of times in this situation, because in the lower levels like Brutal and all, I may not have speed tune as bad, but when I start climbing up, this may be a situation that I would have to shut down the A2. All right, so again, you guys have to remember the way I'm building, you're gonna see a lot of redundancy, a lot of champions are doing the same job, right? But it's because when it comes to the end, I may have to choose if I really need. If I feel it's being too redundant, some of the decreased attack or decreased defense or something like this, I may actually just remove one of the champions and put maybe a damage dealer, okay, to help, or another poisoner. So, but the basics are there. I just want you guys to know, if you have champions that do multiple jobs, great. You may be able to just switch them and put someone else. Okay, so now the next type of champion you guys want to be looking at is not someone that is doing the buffs. It's someone that is actually buffing your team. One of the buffs you may want to be looking at is speed. So we have a few options, right? When we're looking here, Diabolist, for example, her A1 attacks one enemy, has 10% chance of placing a sleep debuff for 1 turn. Now, not something that's going to be helping on the clan boss, but she does have on her A2 attacks all enemies place a 30% increased speed buff in all allies for 2 turns. Damage based on attack. So now the good thing is, first of all, that's a big version, okay? And on top of it, the thing about Diabolist is, if you guys notice, I have a lot of Diabolist food right here, right? So she's a very easy champion for you guys to book. When you guys are farming chickens on 12-3, for example, you're gonna pretty much get so many Diabolists, you're gonna be able to book her without actually spending books. Okay, so very easy to book, not a bad champion to go up. She's not the greatest, but she can really help your team in this sense. Now, we do have other choices. So we do have Cry for Blood on Skullsworn, place a 30% increased speed on this champion and a counter attack on this champion. So you don't want to do that because, like I said, it's gonna affect speed tuning a lot. Now, if you don't have another champion, it may help you just get a couple of hits, plus counter attack may help you, but not someone you should be focusing on. And now, the last member of the team, what you want to do, and that's a big choice, right? Because you guys have to remember, one of the biggest problems in the game for rares are reviver, okay? So as you guys looking here, if we look at revive champions, I have none, okay? Now there's some good rares. There's some rares that can revive multiple champions, and that's why you guys should be keeping a look at like Quartander, okay? She's a very good champion. Another thing you can look, if you guys don't have a reviver yet, okay? You don't have a reviver yet, what you want to be looking at as well is a cleanser. So in this case, and that's something that really helps, okay? So I do have a Acolyte right here. So the thing about the Acolyte, he can be used in a couple of different ways because he has a chance to decrease the target's turn meter by 50%, which is not clan boss, okay? But not so much of a bad champion. But he does have Liberation, what removes all debuffs on all allies. Now, a lot has to do with how you guys are playing the game. If you're free to play, not free to play, how many champions you can actually build. Like in this case, he wouldn't be too bad because it is on a 4-turn cooldown, what is not great, but it's not horrible, okay? So you would think he's not such a bad choice in here, okay? Plus because he has the decreased target turn meter. So he can be used in different areas of the game as well. Not saying he's a great champion. What I'm saying is, if you are in a pinch, champions like this, even if that's not Acolyte himself, it's something you may be able to work with. I feel that my choice, in the most until I get a reviver, it would probably be RARES. Now, the thing about RARES is, the best way, if you go clan boss, is put her in a poison set, because on her A3, Avenger, counterattacks the attacker when an ally is attacked. So every time an ally is attacked, or she's attacked, or anybody's attacked, she will be placing 2.5% poison. But it's not the greatest, not the big version, but trust me, over time, it will help you. On her E1, she attacks one enemy, grants an extra turn if the target's killed, and on her E2, removes one random debuff from all allies, and has 60% chance of placing a 15% increased speed buff in all allies for 2 turns. removes one random debuff from all allies, has a 60% chance of placing a 30% increased speed on all allies for 2 turns. Now, as you guys notice, I have a couple of champions doing increased speed, right? So that's where, when you guys are build the team, it is good to have increased speed all the time. So if I have 2 champions doing this, the most because 3 turn cooldown here, 4 turn cooldown there, it may be better to have 2 doing the same job, okay? And the most because you're not really conflicting with each other. But also in this case, it allows me to make a choice if I feel it's being too redundant, maybe put an extra healer, okay? Or maybe put a reviver instead of the champion that is helping to increase speed, because I already have one. So I can put an extra healer. I can put an extra champion that will create shield. But basically, that's how I have to build my clan boss team. So as of right now, I have a couple of champions that can do some of those jobs. And I really have to think if I need to commit to what I have right now at times, or if I should wait a little bit and try to pull a champion that will help me more to get 6 stars. Because as you guys know, it doesn't matter if that's a free-to-play account or if that's a pay-to-win account. When an account's this early in the game, it's very hard to be able to get 6-star champions. You have to spend a lot of resources, so I need to choose, you know, which champion's actually gonna go up. Maybe get most of them up to 40 and 50, and when it gets to that point and I have chickens, okay, I haven't pulled anything, which one's the best champion for me to move up and make a decision. Those other champions, yes, level 50 is not helping me as much, but if I pull a better version of this champion, I can use that up. Now, if you guys follow this, you can just switch with epics or switch with legendaries. A lot of times, like some of those champions, you're gonna have champions that do multiple jobs, okay? So you just need to go in and, all right, this poisoner is great, but I have this other one that is much better. So you just switch, and pretty much that's how you build your team. Okay, guys, so let me know what you guys think. Do you have a rare team that you think it can take Ultra Nightmare with 1 key? Let me know in the comments, okay? And I know some people are gonna say, you didn't mention War Maiden, did you? No, I didn't, because I have her. I use her on the fusion, all right? So, but yes, War Maiden also, like I said, you have other choices, okay? Those are the ones I'm gonna be focusing to get level 40, level 50, and if I pull someone else that can do the job better, well, they're gonna be benched. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you being here. I hope you guys learned something, and if you know something more, let me know as well in the comments. Thank you very much for being here, and as always, I'll see you in the game.